What's up, YouTubers? How are you guys? It's your favorite financial advisor here, Katrina Stone with Stone Independent Insurance Agency, back at you with another video. So in this video, I did want to talk about having assets and businesses and property and getting a will or a trust to protect those things and so that it could be passed down for generations possibly, right? So today today I just wanted to get started by saying, if you have a business, okay, I like storytelling, right? It's a great way to find out, to get an understanding of a situation, right? So I'm gonna tell you a story because unfortunately I have a lot of stories to tell. So there was this one client, potential client, I was trying to get protected and trying to work with. And anyway, so this is what happened with them, right? So it's this girl I know, and I told her that she should get a trust for her family's property, just in case anything was to happen to the property or to the family, to her parents. Then that way her family's property can be secured for her and her siblings, and then the state won't get it, right? So what happened was, this was after her mom passed away. So her dad got sick unexpectedly to me. I'm not sure if they already knew. So her dad got real sick, and he got sick very fast. By the time she told us that I'm sorry, hold on. I sent an email and then it just came back because the person is out of office today. So that means the other person that was CC'd on the email is looking at the email all by themselves. But anyway, so let me get back to the story. So by the time we found out about the situation with the dad and his health, he only had a certain amount of time to live. Okay. The doctor had told him that. So, of course, they had to rush and get things done. So I mentioned, get some protection set up, get a will, or at least get a trust. Get a trust for the business and the properties, right? And after the first parent passed away, I offered to assist with insurance, life insurance for the remaining parent so that the children could have some money to use to help with the assets that are being left behind if something was to happen to the remaining parent. And then years later, now the remaining parent found out last year, the end of last year, that they were sick, terminally ill, and was given a certain amount of time to live, and didn't even live 2 weeks after the doctor gave him that message, that diagnosis. Sad thing to say, but all these situations are sad, right? They're all sad. I mean, it's the sad industry to work in. That's why the protection is important to have, so that you can be protected when these things happen, right? So anyway, so I told the girl this, get protected, get this and that. So they didn't get the insurance for the dad. He found out he was terminally ill, was given a certain amount of time to remain on earth. Didn't make it 2 weeks past that, but they were able to get a trust in place. So they got a trust in place, but didn't have any instructions on how to run the trust or the businesses. The business and the property. No money was left in the trust from a insurance policy to fund the business and the home, the properties that were left. So I explained these things in detail To the girl, of course, she probably didn't understand, but I assume she would go back and have a conversation with her dad because he's grown. He understands what needs to happen because he lost his wife and he had to come out of pocket or ask family members to help go towards her funeral. So it only made sense that he would get a insurance plan set up for itself. But no, he didn't. He didn't. Nope. He left his children and his family members to come together and use money that they had and put it towards burying him. And now he has the trust with property with assets in it and no money to run the assets. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having a trust. Because how are you going to take care of the assets that's in the trust? So if you don't know, a trust is like an account of some sort. Okay? It's not a bank account. It's not. If you have a business, you could put that business in the trust and you appoint a trustee, which is a person you trust to run that business, right? Let's say you have property as well. Say you have a house, you have cars, you have houses, cars, whatever, property, businesses, all of those are assets, except for a car is not really considered an asset because it depreciates soon as you drive it off the lot. So a car is not considered an asset, but a house is because it can increase in value, right? So anything that can increase in value, like having a business, can increase in value as long as you have someone to run it. So having those things in that trust protects it. It protects it. It's like putting your arms around someone and giving someone a hug. Okay, that's the type of trust that you can depend on right there, and protection. But when you have a trust, you need to list instructions on how to run and operate said items that's in the trust. Because if not, and you have someone running the trust that doesn't know anything about how to run that business or doesn't know what you would want to do with your property and don't even have funds or money to take care of those things, what good is it going to do you? What good is it going to do the property and the trust? So then the responsibility gets left with the family members. Okay, y'all are going to have to figure out how to take care of each of these items, because if not, then you could definitely lose them because you don't have the money to back it and keep it going, right? Or to keep it in your name. It's really sad to see, especially because I made it clear about what needed to be done, but I'm going to say that because I'm just regular old me, that maybe I didn't get taken serious somehow. As of, maybe I just didn't get taken seriously. So now the family, which is the children and, their aunts, uncles, everything, they're left to try to figure everything out and put it all together. They have a business they know nothing about running. They don't know nothing about running that business, so they don't know what to do with it. They have a house that they don't know what to do with it, and no one wants to keep it. So it's like, how are you going to protect it? It's just crazy. It doesn't have to be that way, but unfortunately, that type of situation happens a lot. It happens a lot, right? A lot of times someone will have a house or have a business and they don't leave any instructions, or they leave a person to take care of that business. And I know of another situation where someone didn't have a will, didn't have a trust. They left the other partner with their business, and their partner is also sick and has a lot of health problems. So they're left to figure out how to run the business and keep it going. but then they don't know or trust anyone to run the business after it, let's say they were to pass away. So now the business is just there and it's being operated as of now, but there's no plan being set up as to what's going to happen to this business after that person passes away, because that business can very much be run by someone. You know, you can employ someone to run that business and, you know, make sure it keeps going, because this person has grandchildren, has children. So why would you want to just throw it away? You know, why would you want to just I'm gonna give it to them, versus not having a plan in place and making sure that the benefits or the rewards of that business would go to the children and the grandchildren, because that's how you build generational wealth. You pass down your assets to the next generation, but of course you leave a plan in place so they can know how to run and operate said business and assets. But a lot of times people don't do that. I don't know if it's that I don't know if it's that most of the time they just don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do. But a lot of times I see people just drop the ball, and it's like, I'm telling you what you need to do or what you should do, and then you can go research this on your own. You can speak to a lawyer, and lawyers will explain this information to you as well. But people just don't listen. They don't take it serious. And then let's say this person was to pass away, then now the business is just going to be, you know, if no one's there to run it, then they're going to have problems. They're going to have issues, because the children would be left to fight for the business through probate court. Here I go again with that term. They will have to go through probate court, and getting in probate court is not quick. That's not a quick thing. It can take a year, even longer, to get in probate court to fight for what's going to happen to property and assets and stuff like that. And why put your family members through that? If you own property, let me make it real clear. If you own property, including a business, if you own any type of assets, this can be paintings, jewelry, anything of value that can increase its income. Now, cars, like I said, car is something good to have, but it's not an asset. But I'm going to include cars in here as well. If you have property or businesses, any type of assets, make sure you at least create a will and say who you want to operate this stuff, who do you want to take care of this stuff, and have a life insurance policy so that they'll be able to take care of it. Because without that policy, they won't have any funds to run it. So make sure that you have everything together and in order, because if not, then you're just going to miss out. The state's going to gain new property, and then they're going to sell it and make some money off it. So it's definitely important to make sure you set up a will or a trust. If you have questions about that, definitely reach out to me. Okay, you could DM me. We can speak privately. I'm also on Instagram at Coach Katrina _ on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Katrina Hall or Katrina Stone Hall. You'll see me there with my Stone Independent Insurance Agency business banner behind me on Facebook. Or DM me here. Like I said, I'll reach out to you. We can talk directly. But protect your family, protect your loved ones, protect your property. If not, then you're going to voluntarily give it up to the state for them to make money off it and make a profit. So yeah, that's what I wanted to make this video about here. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll be back with another one. Peace.